there's basically two types of metal roofing for homes that we use today. There's screw down metal and then there's standing seam. And I guess if you want to get technical, there's also metal shingles, but we don't do that very often. You find that on older historic homes. So the difference between screw down metal roof and standing seam is that on a screw down metal roof, there's different profiles you can get and the fasteners are actually exposed. And so this is an older style of metal roofing. It's kind of where it started. They used it, I mean, in New Braunfels, there's houses over 100 years old that have the screw down metal roof on it. And so what you do is you lay down the panel and then you put the fasteners through the face of it. The fasteners that we use today, not 100 years ago, but today they're screws that have a rubber gasket on them. And so when you screw it down with a screw gun, it seals. So the major drawback of that is that over time, kind of depending on the pitch of the roof, the steeper it is, the more time you have, the lower the pitch, the faster they rot out. So they'll rot out over time. And that's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that the roof is ruined, but somebody has to go out and swap out all those screws with a slightly bigger one. We call it a re-screw. And that's about every 15 to 20 years so that you don't have leaks. So then they came up with standing seam, and the nice thing about standing seam is it doesn't have those exposed fasteners. And what happens is you lay down the panel, you put the fasteners down on the edge of it, and it's like you got that here with the fasteners, and then the next piece comes and lays over the top and protects those fasteners, and then you screw that side and you just work your way across the roof. A drawback to a standing seam metal roof though is that if you have damage like in one panel, or you want to add a vent or delete a vent, you can't just remove that one panel. You have to go all the way back to the beginning of the series, tear it off and redo it. So it makes repairs very difficult compared to a screw down metal roof where you could just slide that panel out and replace it. So what that means for you as a homeowner is, honestly, in today's day and age, you probably want the standing seam metal roof because it has very low maintenance. It doesn't mean there's none. You still have to go out with sealant every 3 to 5 years and touch up the areas that are exposed, but way less maintenance. The only time I would say that you want a screw down metal roof today is if you have a historic home or building and you're trying to go for a certain look, or you're trying to match another building that's on the property or something like that. And as far as cost, we charge about the same, a little bit less for screw down, but as a contractor, I have more risk with the screw down metal roofs because of leaks and warranties and things like that, and less with standing seam. And so for me, the price isn't a huge difference, and what you save in the headache is well worth it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe so you can see us again.